There is a violence in poverty that no one wants to name. Not the violence of hunger or homelessness, though those are real. I am talking about the violence of perception, the way the world treats you when you carry the mark of lack on your body. It is a silent brutality, invisible yet absolute. Before you open your mouth to prove your intelligence, before you extend your hand to offer value, before you even get the chance to demonstrate what you are capable of, the judgment has already been passed. The sentence has been written, and if you look poor, that sentence is exile. You have felt this even if you have never admitted it. You have walked into a room and watched people's eyes slide past you as if you were wallpaper. You have stood in line and noticed how the clerk's face changed when it was your turn. You have seen men with less skill, less vision, less integrity walk through doors that remained locked when you approached. This is not paranoia. This is not insecurity. This is the machinery of human perception, and it runs on a fuel you did not choose but are forced to burn. Appearance. The world does not care about your potential. It does not care about the brilliance locked inside your skull or the purity of your intentions. It cares about signals. And when you look poor, you are broadcasting a signal that triggers an ancient response in every person who sees you. That response is rejection. It is instinctive, it is merciless, and it will destroy you if you do not learn to manipulate it. Machiavelli understood this 5 centuries ago. He wrote that men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see you, but very few come to feel who you are. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. He was not being poetic. He was diagnosing a survival mechanism. The human brain is designed to make rapid assessments to conserve energy and avoid danger. It does not want to dig through layers of complexity to discover your hidden worth. It wants a shortcut. Your appearance is that shortcut. And if that shortcut leads to the conclusion that you are weak, irrelevant, or broken, every interaction that follows will be poisoned. This is why everything works against you when you look poor. Not because the universe is cruel, though it often is, but because you have handed the world a verdict against yourself. You have done the work of your own executioner. You have saved them the trouble of evaluating you. You have said with your posture, your clothing, your grooming, your energy, I have already lost. You can ignore me. And they do. Let me be clear about what I mean when I say look poor. I am not talking exclusively about the price of your clothes or the brand of your shoes. I am talking about the constellation of signals that communicate defeat, the slouch in your shoulders, the downward cast of your eyes, the apologetic way you occupy space, the nervous laughter, the over-explaining, the visible anxiety that leaks from your pores like sweat. These are the markers of poverty, and they are far more damaging than an empty wallet. Poverty to the human animal is not a financial state. It is a scent. It is the smell of vulnerability. And nature despises vulnerability. When a predator sees a limping animal, it does not feel compassion. It feels hunger. Human society operates on the same principle, only the predation is more sophisticated. We do not use claws and teeth. We use contracts, social exclusion, condescension, and exploitation. When you look poor, you look like prey, and prey gets eaten. Consider what happens in your own mind when you encounter someone who looks diminished. A man in a stained shirt, shoulders hunched, avoiding eye contact. Do you wonder if he is a misunderstood genius? Do you consider that he might be a philosopher, or an artist, or a strategist? No. You label him instantly. Loser. Broken. Avoid. You do this without malice. You do this to save cognitive energy. This is the horn effect. One negative trait, your unkempt appearance, causes the observer to assume all your other traits are negative. If you cannot manage your own presentation, the logic goes, you cannot manage anything else. If you lack the discipline to iron a shirt, why would anyone trust you with responsibility, with money, with power? This is the brutal geometry of perception. It does not matter if the conclusion is false. It matters that the conclusion is automatic. And once that conclusion is drawn, everything that follows is filtered through it. Your ideas are dismissed. Your contributions are minimized. Your presence is tolerated at best. You are not given the benefit of the doubt because you have already spent that currency. You spent it the moment you walked in looking like you did not belong. Now let us go deeper. Let us talk about the flow of resources, money, opportunity, attention, respect. These things do not flow to those who need them most. They flow to those who look like they do not need them at all. This is one of the darkest paradoxes of human behavior, and it governs everything. Go to a bank and ask for a loan while dressed in desperation. Let your voice shake with the reality of your situation. Let them see the need in your eyes. What happens? The vault closes, the interest rate climbs. You are a risk. You are a liability. You are someone who might not pay back, and even if you do, associating with you feels like associating with failure. Now imagine a different man. He needs the money just as badly, perhaps more, but he walks in wearing a tailored suit. His watch catches the light, his grooming is immaculate. He speaks, slowly with the bored confidence of someone who has options. He does not beg. He proposes. He does not ask for help. He offers an opportunity. What happens? The vault opens. The terms are generous. He is seen as an investment, not a cost. Why? Because he signaled abundance. He looked like someone who would succeed, and humans are hardwired to follow success. This is not fairness. This is efficiency. The world is not interested in justice. It is interested in patterns. And the pattern says that people who look like they have their lives together usually do. People who look like they are falling apart usually are. So the world bets accordingly. It rewards the appearance of strength and punishes the appearance of weakness. You can call this shallow. You can call this wrong. But calling gravity unfair does not stop you from falling. The man who looks poor is not just denied resources. He is charged more for them. He pays higher interest rates. He gets worse service. He's overcharged, overlooked, and underestimated. Why? Because he is a low-risk target. If a merchant cheats a man in a bespoke suit, he fears retribution. He fears lawyers, powerful friends, public backlash. If a merchant cheats a man who looks poor, he fears nothing. Who will listen to that man? Who cares? By looking poor, you strip yourself of deterrence. You make yourself safe to exploit. I have watched brilliant men destroyed by this. Men with vision, with work ethic, with integrity. But they dressed like they had already given up. They carried themselves like they were apologizing for existing, and the world treated them accordingly. When the budget cuts came, when the scapegoat was needed, the finger pointed at them, not because they were the least capable, but because they looked the most expendable. Appearance is armor. It is a psychological force field that makes predators hesitate, and in that hesitation you win. You dictate the terms. But if there is no hesitation, if they look at you and instantly see a victim, the attack is inevitable. Let me tell you what happens inside the brain when someone sees you looking poor. There is a structure called the amygdala. It processes threats and social status in milliseconds. When you present yourself as unkempt, slouched, or anxious, the amygdala of the observer registers you as low status. Low status means low threat. Low threat means you can be ignored or exploited without consequence. This is not conscious. This is automatic. You are being judged by a part of the brain that evolved to keep our ancestors alive in a world of predators and tribal hierarchies. That part of the brain is still in control, and it does not care about your feelings. Now consider the reverse. When you present yourself with precision, with sharpness, with the visual language of power, the amygdala registers something different. Threat. Not in a violent sense, but in a status sense. This person might be important. This person might have allies. This person might be able to harm me if I disrespect them. That flicker of uncertainty is all you need. In that split second, you seize the frame. You become the one evaluating them, not the other way around. This is the Machiavellian flip. You use appearance to reverse the power dynamic before a single word is spoken. But here is the mistake most people make. They think looking wealthy means wearing expensive brands. It does not. Looking poor is rarely about the cost of your clothing. It is about the maintenance of your reality. A man in a cheap shirt that is crisp, white, and perfectly fitted looks wealthier than a man in a designer hoodie that is wrinkled and stained. Wealth is not signaled by logos. It is signaled by order, by cleanliness, by the appearance of control. The wealthy look like they are insulated from chaos. The poor look like chaos is eating them alive. Discipline costs nothing. Polishing your shoes costs time. Ironing your shirt costs effort. Keeping your nails clean, your hair trimmed, your posture straight, these are investments of will, not money. When you are unkempt, you signal that you cannot manage the entropy of your own life. And if you cannot manage your own entropy, why would anyone trust you with theirs? Why would they give you responsibility, opportunity, or respect? They would not, they will not, and they do not. There is also the matter of body language. The poverty gaze is a specific thing. It is the habit of breaking eye contact first. It is the nervous smile. It is the way you shrink when you enter a room, as if apologizing for taking up space. It is the over-explaining, the people-pleasing, the constant need to fill silence with words. These are the behaviors of scarcity. You are signaling that you need their approval to survive. And approval, when desperately sought, is never given. Abundance is calm. Power is still. When you are comfortable with silence, you signal that you do not need validation. When you hold someone's gaze without flinching, you signal that you are evaluating them, not begging them to evaluate you kindly. This is the body language of a predator, not prey, and humans respond to it instinctively. They sit up straighter. They speak more carefully. They offer more respect, not because you have done anything, but because you have made them uncertain. Uncertainty creates space. And in that space, you can operate. You can put a beggar in silk, but if he keeps the poverty gaze, he will still look poor. You can put a king in rags, but if he keeps the royal gaze, the steady, unblinking assessment of his surroundings, he will look like a king in disguise. The external trappings matter, but the internal posture matters more. You must kill the serf inside you. You must stop apologizing for your existence. You must train your body to move like it owns the ground it walks on. This is not arrogance. This is survival. Let me address the objection I know you are forming. You might say, this is shallow. You might say, people should judge me by my character, not my appearance. You are correct, they should, but they do not. Machiavelli did not write about the world as it should be. He wrote about the world as it is. And in the world as it is, appearance is the gatekeeper. Character matters for retention, but appearance matters for access. If you never get through the gate, your character is irrelevant. It dies with you, unseen and unremembered. This is not vanity, this is strategy. Your interior is the product. Your exterior is the marketing. You can have the greatest product in the world, a cure for disease, a revolutionary idea, a masterpiece of art. But if you wrap it in garbage and bury it in the backyard, no one will ever buy it. Marketing is not lying. Marketing is respect for the product. If you truly value what you have to offer, why would you present it in a package that screams worthless? There is a spiritual dimension to this that people miss. When you sharpen your appearance, you sharpen your mind. The discipline of the exterior bleeds into the interior. Put on a clean, well-fitted shirt. Stand up straight. Fix your hair. Notice what happens to your thoughts. You become more deliberate. You speak with more authority. You stop second-guessing yourself. The mask becomes the face. This is alchemy. You do not wait to feel powerful before you look powerful. You look powerful, and the feeling follows. The poor man waits for permission. He waits to feel confident, to feel worthy, to feel ready. He never does. The powerful man constructs confidence through action. He dresses the part before he feels the part. And in doing so, he summons the reality he desires. This is not self-deception, this is self-creation. You are not pretending to be something you are not. You are becoming what you were always capable of being, but were too afraid to claim. Now let us talk about the company you keep. If you are surrounded by people who look defeated, who speak the language of victimhood, who wear failure like a uniform, you are painted with the same brush. You are the average of the 5 people you are seen with. If you walk into a room with a pack of hyenas, no one will mistake you for a lion. This is cruel, I know. You have loyalty to your past. You have friends you love. But if you want to rise, you must understand optics. When you are seen with successful people, their credibility transfers to you. You borrow their shine. This is why social climbers fight to be in the photograph with powerful people. They understand that the image is the asset. You do not have to abandon your old friends, but you must compartmentalize. When you are on the battlefield of ambition, you must walk with warriors. Machiavelli warned that a prince is judged by the quality of the men he keeps around him. If they are capable, he is seen as wise. If they are fools, he is seen as a fool. Audit your circle. Who makes you look like a leader? Who makes you look like a participant in a tragedy? This requires a hardness of heart. But the objective is not to be liked. The objective is to be effective. To envelop poor is to curate your entire ecosystem. Your appearance, your posture, your words, your silence, your associations. It is total war on perception. And when you win that war, something strange happens. You stop being poor, not immediately, but inevitably. Because when you look powerful, you are treated with respect. When you are treated with respect, you are given opportunities. When you are given opportunities, you gain resources. The mask summons the reality. This is the ultimate secret. The exterior reconstructs the interior. By refusing to look poor, you reject the identity of poverty. You reject the script that says you are destined to struggle. You declare with every fiber of your presentation that you are destined for more. And the world, which is desperate for certainty, which craves anything that looks like a sure bet, begins to believe you. It opens doors, it offers chances, it bows. There is also the matter of noise. The poor man is noisy. He talks too much. He explains too much. He complains, reveals his insecurities, broadcasts his failures. He fills every silence because silence makes him anxious. In silence, he feels judged, so he babbles. He hands you all the ammunition you need to dismiss him, and he calls it being authentic. Power is silent. The predator does not announce itself until it strikes. The CEO speaks the least at the table. The Godfather whispers. When you overtalk, you signal that your words have no value. You are flooding the market, crashing the price. Silence, on the other hand, creates mystery. When you are silent, people project their own fantasies onto you. They wonder what you are thinking. They assume you know something they do not. In that vacuum, they invent power for you. They begin to perform for you, seeking your approval. This is the flip. By saying nothing, you make them chase you. But the moment you start complaining about money, about your problems, about how tired or stressed or broke you are, the spell breaks. You become common. You become one of them. And you do not want to be one of them. You want to be the exception, the outlier, the one who makes them feel uncertain and intrigued. Let me give you something practical. If you cannot afford expensive clothes, focus on maintenance. A $5 shirt that is clean, pressed, and well-fitted will always beat a $100 shirt that is wrinkled and stained. Shine your shoes. It takes 10 minutes. Trim your nails. Iron your clothes. These actions cost nothing but time and discipline. And discipline is the only currency that matters. If you drive a car that is falling apart, park it out of sight. Walk the last block. Arrive on foot standing tall. Control the narrative. This is not deceit, this is framing. A photographer crops out the dumpster in the background. You are directing the movie of your life. Crop out the elements that undermine the story you are telling. If you invite someone important to meet, do not take them somewhere you cannot afford and then panic over the bill. That is the stench of poverty. Take them to a place within your means, but carry yourself like you own it. Buy 2 coffees and drink them with the leisure of kings. The setting matters less than the energy. Confidence is contagious, so is desperation. Choose which one you spread. Here is the paradox that will save you. When you stop looking poor, opportunities appear. Not because the universe rewards confidence, though it often does, but because you have removed the friction. You have stopped triggering the instinct to dismiss you. You have hacked the perception algorithm. And once you are inside the room, once you have access, your actual abilities can finally be seen. But you have to get in the room first, and appearance is the key. I have seen this transformation dozens of times. A man changes nothing about his skills or knowledge. He simply starts dressing sharper, standing taller, speaking less, and moving with intention. Within weeks, people treat him differently. He gets invited to meetings he was excluded from before. He is introduced to people who can help him. Opportunities that were invisible suddenly materialize. Why? Because he changed the signal. He stopped broadcasting defeat and started broadcasting potential. This is not magic. This is mechanics. The world runs on perception. Perception creates reality. If people perceive you as powerful, they treat you as powerful. And when they treat you as powerful, you begin to act powerful. You take bigger risks. You negotiate harder. You walk away from bad deals. You stop accepting scraps. The external change triggers an internal shift. You start to believe your own story. And belief is the engine of transformation. Machiavelli knew this. He advised princes to appear merciful, faithful, humane, upright, and religious, even if they were not. Notice the word appear. He was not advocating dishonesty. He was advocating survival. In a world where perception is reality, you must control the perception or be controlled by it. To walk around looking poor when you have the ability to change it is not authenticity. It is self-sabotage. It is arrogance disguised as humility. You are assuming the world owes you the effort to discover your hidden value. It does not. It never will. Your value must be visible. It must be undeniable. It must hit them in the face before they have time to look away. This is your responsibility. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to dig through the mud of your appearance to find the diamond of your potential. You must present the diamond, polished and gleaming, or it will stay buried forever. So here is what you do. Starting tomorrow, you wage war on every signal of poverty in your life. You clean your shoes. You iron your shirt. You stand up straight. You make eye contact and hold it. You stop explaining yourself. You stop apologizing for taking up space. You stop filling silence with nervous chatter. You move slowly, like a man who is not paid by the hour. You speak less and listen more. You audit the people around you and distance yourself from those who drain your image. You fix the broken things in your environment, or you hide them. You treat your appearance like a weapon, because it is. And you do this not because you are vain, not because you are shallow, but because you understand the game. You understand that the world is not fair, but it is predictable. And once you understand the pattern, you can exploit it. You can use the same mechanisms that were working against you to work for you. You can flip the script. You can go from prey to predator without ever raising your voice. This is the path of the strategist. The Machiavellian does not complain about the rules. He learns them, masters them, and uses them to win. He does not wait for the world to change. He changes himself, and the world follows. You have been walking around in the costume of defeat, wondering why the script is so tragic. The wardrobe is in your hands. Change the costume. The role will change with it. Everything works against you when you look poor because you are sending a signal that invites attack. Stop sending that signal. Start sending the signal of power, of control, of danger. Not loud danger, quiet danger. The kind that makes people hesitate. The kind that makes them think twice before they dismiss you, cheat you, or overlook you. That hesitation is your opening. That is where you strike. You are not going to wait anymore. You are not going to hope that someone sees your potential. You are going to make it impossible to miss. You are going to dress like you have already won. You are going to move like the world is watching. You are going to speak like your words cost money. And you are going to become the person that others study, wondering how you did it, wondering what you know that they do not. The answer is simple. You stopped looking poor, and everything started working for you.